Remix. 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 Remix.
Oh, yeah. Welcome out. This is no other than the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media, in case you didn't know. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and we're here to bring you that boom bap breakfast. I can't do it by myself, so let me introduce you to my crew. Once again, it is LJ and Jackie Lukman.
Hey.
Hey.
Good morning.
I like that dashiki.
Thank you. Well, it's not a full dashiki. It's just a t-shirt, but yeah. Thank you. What? It's not.
We can't see all that, Jackie.
I know this is why I described it to you. I
But
know.
we-
Or
care
would that be a
about
garb? Would that be a garb? Oh, you said it's a t-shirt. My bad.
Yeah, it's a
You know, the
t-shirt.
garb go long.
Anything is a garb.
Nah. Garbs is usually longer.
No.
Yeah.
Garb is
Ooh,
just
Peace Stoner Loner. They're from across the pond today. So
huh?
Stoner Loner is across the pond today.
Oh, all right.
Ooh. Good morning.
No, but garb.
I was about to say, LJ messed us up with Stoner Loner when we up here trying to discuss
I
what
was
a
in
garb
the
is.
chat doing my job. Okay. Doing my job.
It's like, forget y'all dashikis and garbs.
I'm just
Stoner
gonna read
Loner.
the comments.
Stoner Loner. What's up with Stoner Loner? What's up with what Stoner Loner's talking about? Where they at?
They're across the pond. I assume somewhere in the UK or somewhere in Europe.
In England or Britain? It's a Brit.
Mhm.
Okay. Nice.
Dangerous
Y'all
over
got-
there.
Y'all got anything planned
Yeah.
this week?
They're wilding out. The whites are wilding out
I
over in the
seen.
UK.
I seen. Go get you some free something out there. Like Denzel said, I'm leaving with something.
I saw the
Y'all-
video of some, I think it was on TikTok, of a white guy at a gas station, and an East Asian couple drove up. He runs out of the gas station little store,
Mhm.
literally runs to his truck, runs like it's an emergency, gets a chainsaw, and then runs after the couple in the car.
Wow.
Damn.
That's some
and I'm just
urge
like,
stuff.
What property is that? What of yours is that important that you gonna chainsaw somebody to death? Like you goddamn, who was it? Who was the chainsaw massacre?
Oh, yeah, the Texas Leatherface.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
Who does that?
running with a chainsaw like
My
Leatherface.
question is, like, why is the weapon a chainsaw? Like, how did it become? Like, what was the thought process? Like, you know what?
Nah, not a knife. No, not a gun.
No, a chainsaw. And you know what? I understand being afraid, terrified in the moment. I get it. I do. But you in a car, yo. That joint is 2,000 pounds. It's got an engine.
Yeah.
It got 4 wheels.
You need
And it
gas
can,
for
and
that?
it can
Like,
accelerate. I just, in any direction you choose it to go in. So I'm just like, what? Why y'all backing up? What you backing up for? Why are you backing up from that? But why are you backing up? I don't understand. He can run to his car. He can keep running. He can keep running with that chainsaw. Because I would be chasing him in the car with the chainsaw. What? Who you chasing? What? Where you going with the chainsaw? Out the window, right? You're driving behind him. Don't run. Come on. I ain't gonna jump you.
Yeah. I just hope the chainsaw was like cordless. Like you imagine him be like, wait a minute. Plug it up.
wait, hang on, stay there. I gotta plug it up.
Come back here. Come back here.
Oh no. Do
Did
that
he
voice
prime
one
the
more
little
time,
gas
Jackie. I
pump
don't
on it?
think we understood it. Come back here. Which one?
That's
What
crazy.
land is that from?
I don't know. That was come back.
she was
That's
speaking
working class
Bulgarian.
went in my head. That's
She was speaking Valerian.
Yeah.
not the high Valerian, the really, really low.
Oh, the street Valerian, right?
Yo, how that black Valerian go do that to his kids? Why we gotta have a show in the future, in the past, and this nigga still ain't taking care of his kids? God damn.
I mean,
Bastard.
it's not even an actual like feud. It's completely make believe.
It is, and we
It's
still
completely not real. Yeah.
It's completely not real, and somehow they still put the trope of the deadbeat
God
black father.
damn. We can't get away from
Or
that shit.
they also did the trope of like a black woman being a seed bank and like starting a new line. I just saw that episode, so that's where I'm at. And I was like, what? Yeah. We're talking
Yeah.
about Hot D, y'all. So
Whoa, pause. Hot D.
that's what I call it.
Oh, what time is it? It's 8:00.
Hot D.
You starting off early, LJ. Let me find out.
It's late
Man.
somewhere, you know.
Y'all got anything planned this weekend?
Yes.
Of course you do, Jackie.
I know Jackie has something going on.
Yeah. How many
Yes.
rallies do you got to attend?
Cannot tell you about it yet.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
Something big in the works.
The announcement will be made today.
Ah, so where do you have
Stay
to tune in for this announcement?
I have to get it because I just woke up. So
Okay.
so I have to make sure I have a link for all of you to tune in today. I don't even know what time they're going to do this thing. I just know it's supposed to be today. So I
Okay.
got to check my email. Major announcements coming from the Jill Stein campaign. Yes, there is a Jill Stein campaign. So yeah.
For those who don't know who Jill Stein is, who's that?
Jill Stein is the Green Party candidate for president. Yeah.
Okay.
So
we never talking about the Green Party. So right now in the Green Party, what you got? Jill Stein, you got what's his name? Damn. What's his name? Cornel West. Dr. Cornel.
He's
no longer there.
He's no longer with the Green. He's not. Remember the interview we did with him when he left the Green Party and
Doesn't watch our stuff, Jackie.
Huh?
He doesn't watch our stuff, Jackie.
He was there.
I was there.
He was producing it.
Yeah, my brain is just Swiss cheese. I mean, shit happens.
Uh-oh.
I can admit that. I don't remember shit.
My apologies.
So he left, but then you got De La Cruz, right? Is she still?
They're not the Green Party. They are PSL.
Well, I'm confused.
Why? This is what we want. We want as many choices as people can have.
All right. Yeah. So boom, you got the Democrats, you got the Republicans, you got the Green Party, and you got who else?
PSL now, but PSL and the Green Party don't have ballot access in every state. I think the Green Party has ballot access, and I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about the ballot access that the Greens and PSL have. But that is the point behind. That is part of the point behind running a campaign this late in the election season. It's to get ballot access, but it's also to organize people and raise people's consciousness about the need for third parties in an alleged democracy. So, and it's an opportunity to tell people what the Democratic Party, like why the Democratic Party is not like, they're not the opposition party of the Republicans, and they're not even interested in actual democracy. And their relationship with the Green Party really does expose that. I mean, they've sued in several states to kick the Green Party off of the ballots, which means they took people's a voting option for people who wanted to vote for the Green Party. They took that away from people. The Democrats did this, right? So the reason campaigns, especially third party campaigns, have these short campaigns before a major election, it is to be the conscious raising of the people who are disaffected with the Republican and Democratic parties and feel like, oh, you know, I'm not gonna vote at all or whatever. It's like, okay, great. So let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Well, why are you not voting? What's going on? Did you know there are other parties that you actually can vote for, that the candidates actually do reflect the values that you have? Did you know you actually have a right to vote for those people? And so that's why these campaigns happen.
Okay. Well, speaking of Green Party, and I'm talking Mary Jane.
Oh Lord.
Kim Brown.
What? Kim, I'm sorry.
Aren't you? Kim is down with that Green Party, ain't she?
It's come on, but it's first thing in the morning, man. She
ain't got the sleep out of her eyes yet.
Dang.
Ask me where I was literally 10 minutes ago. Ask me where I was at 7:59 when the ear doctor sent out the group text, where y'all at? And I am
asleep.
Head on my pillow, young man. That's where I am is. I said I'm not gonna leave my people high and dry because I overslept. I'm not gonna do it.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. And big up to all the people in the chat room who feel like they're the only ones watching it for the last years and nobody doesn't know about the whole party system and stuff like that. But yeah, there's actually some new people here that's still trying to learn some things. So welcome.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Always.
Jackie, I just came in on your explainer about the Green Party, what's going on recently. And I'm of the age where my first election I voted in was for Bill Clinton, literally voting against my own interest. The same year I voted for Bill Clinton, he passed the Telecommunications Act in 1996, which literally gutted the profession I was going into, right? Mm-hmm. As a child. Like I'm like, God damn, I came out the gate voting against my own interest for these fucking Democrats. Like, this shit crazy. But so the following election, presidential election I could vote in was 2000, right? And of which, I'm a 10 to 22. And there go democracy getting stole right in front of me. I said, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. But check it. I voted for Ralph Nader twice, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember, and maybe I was, young and politically naive, but to me, I remember a lot of political energy around Ralph Nader. And I remember, we just got to get Nader the 3%, guys. We can get him to 3%. We can get him to 3%, And I remember being literally shocked that Ralph Nader did not get 3%. I was stunned. Ralph Nader, I said, somebody is playing funny with this count. I said, there's everybody I know, except for my mama and them, voted for Ralph Nader. So what happened? Was you there? Can you tell us about it? What happened with that?
What happens
because they let Ralph Nader on stage and everything. Ralph Nader got to get up there and debate a couple times.
Yeah, they did. I mean, look, people, when you do rallies and stuff, when you do political education, public political education and stuff, and you have these conversations, people are really excited, and because when we talk about the way we talk about elections and voting in this country, it's like we idolize the idea of voting and democracy, but we're not honest about what this voting system in this country is like, right? And that's from the infrastructure right on up to the duopoly, right? It doesn't serve the people, and people, regular folks, working class folks, poor folks, they know this. But and they want something better. But I think a lot of times people, when they get in the voting booth, they're like, I don't know if I want to. I think people get scared. That's what I think people. And I can't think about what the percentage of people. I don't know, but I do think that is a reality where people will. And I think this kind of happened with the second Sanders campaign. With all of those young kids who were just becoming of legal voting age, really excited about Bernie Sanders because he's talking about Medicare for all, and really addressing the things that these kids coming out of college are like, this is how we gonna live with. We ain't having no kids. We ain't buying no house. We ain't doing none of that. Nope, because we can't afford it. So I think they were really, really excited about Bernie Sanders in 2016. And that was great. It's fantastic. But then they saw what the Democrats did. And then when 2020 rolls around and they see that the Democrats are what they are, a lot of those folks, I think they just got scared. They're just like, I should vote for a third party candidate. But I think that it's better if I do. And I think people have the lesser evil argument in their head.
And they say it's a wasted vote.
And that's ridiculous. That's stupid.
Because everybody's always saying it's either going to be a Democrat or it's going to be a Republican. Everybody knows this because it's damn near never been nothing else.
Because they keep telling us we can't have anything else. Because they keep telling us that not voting for one of the two major parties is a wasted. But how do you waste a vote? Does a vote go rotten if you don't cast for a Democrat or a Republican?
If it ain't for who they want, it's a wasted vote.
Right. I mean, does it spoil? Does it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Voting as a franchise is supposed to be, and this is something I thought about yesterday that I have done. I'm gonna close with this. Voting is a franchise that you're supposed to exercise however you want, because it's supposed to be a right. So nobody can tell you how to exercise it. Nobody can tell you whether to exercise it or not. If it's a right, no one can keep you from either doing it or not doing it. Right? That's the whole point of it being like a legal right. So if people don't vote, that's their business. It really is. It is their business if they do not vote. What you gonna do? You gonna lock people up because they're not voting? Get out of here. All this is a wasted vote stuff. No, people vote. They're supposed to vote for who they choose. And the choice people make is supposed to be on what these candidates in these parties say they're going to do for the people. And if the two major candidates don't say or do anything for the people, and the people are like, well, not voting for you anymore, going to vote for these other folks who are saying what I want them to hear, that's not a wasted vote for the voter. Right? That is the voter exercising their right to vote for who they choose. That wasted vote business is just pissed off Democrats or Republicans. And it's usually the Democrats who say that. Republicans really are not going around telling people, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, if you vote third party, it's a vote for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, you don't hear that.
Never, not once have I heard people say that.
Not once. And if you don't vote, you get treated like the people that didn't get vaccines. So it's crazy. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know very well. I know. Well, let's go take a break. And we gonna come back. Why is that so funny, Kim? Because it's true.
Apple and oranges ass comparing this ass nigga on earth. This shit have to do with the other. What are you talking about?
Oh my goodness! When you told somebody you wasn't getting that thing, you're gonna kill everybody. You don't care about nobody. Same thing when you telling you not voting for somebody. You don't care about it. You don't care about nobody. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same treatment. You see, you not on that side, so you didn't get that treatment. I did. Anyway, we gonna go ahead.
I voted for Ghostface Killer numerous times, sir. I've had people wag their finger at me.
I have voted for several dogs.
Hey,
I've been voting for.
I've been voting for Eric B for president for the longest, but it ain't happening. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a quick break right here on the Remix Morning show. God damn it. What's good, everybody? Welcome out. This is the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for liking. Thank y'all for subscribing if you do to the channel. Also go to patreon.com, become a member over there and get footage that's rare. With that said, I wanted to do a quick review. Yes, I'm gonna start doing that more often. Some albums, new albums that dropped that y'all might not know about. I wanted to do a quick review on this new album, Rakim, God's Network, Rebirth. Okay, now let me tell you about this album, as you can hear right here a little bit.
On a cleverly form, my celebrity, so legacy and jeopardy long.
Yeah. So as you can hear right there, a little bit of Rakim right there. Now, he has 7 tracks on this album. He also produced every song on the album, and he also did all the scratches. So he did everything on this album. Now, the thing about this album for me is with the 7 songs he has features on it. Every song, not one song did he do by himself. Okay. All right. So he gets certain people like Corrupt and Master Killer on this album for this song. I was like, Corrupt and Master Killer? Who says I want to go get Master Killer? Rakim did. Other than that, he has BG on this album. That's right, from Cash Money. He also has a couple people that made their transition already. He has a verse from Nipsey Hussle. He has Fred the Godson. He has DMX and Chino XL, who just made his transition like last week. And also he has Live the Dark Man. Like, where has this dude been at? But I do love the fact that he got a song on there with Kool G Rap. They go, Kool G Rap is the lyric. This is a lyricist album. If you want to really listen to a lot of lyrics. Oh yeah, and Prodigy also on the album. Method Man. But yeah, this is a lyricist album. If you like lyrics, you'll like this album. Other than that, listen, Rakim could do what he want at this time in his life and his career. He wanted to put out an album with his production and scratches and do a little bit of rhyming. He did it. So big up to Rakim. And that's that. Now, let's get back to the Remix Morning Crew. Now we do.
Be down, be ill, be down, be real. I walked on the sea of existence.
Yeah. All right. So, Rakim. Do you know anything about Rakim, LJ?
No.
No? No. Okay, great.
Nothing.
So now it's time.
Kim comes in laughing.
Because I know I'm in the kitchen trying to make me some coffee. I said, Air Doctor about to ask LJ about Rakim. LJ about to be like, who? My grandfather.
You said Rafiki?
You mean Lion King? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, Rakim is the one who brought flow to hip hop. It was a time when a lot of the hip hop artists was sounding like like, so they had that flow. But Rakim came and made it like seamless, like with how he put lyrics into the rhyme and just made it like his words was an instrument. So that's where the word flow came from because of Rakim.
Play or a record, man. Lucretia, you ever heard the song I Came in the Door? I said it before. I never let the mic magnetize me no more. Be writing me, biting me.
Stop.
She's completely unmoved. She's no.
I have not.
Did not blink.
Renee's asking, have I seen Juice? I have not.
Oh,
wow.
So see, she no frame of reference. What's up?
Damn, you ain't seen Juice?
I have not.
Come on now. She was born in the 2000s?
Stop.
Oh, no.
Wow.
90s?
89.
Almost. Okay.
1989.
Another
summer.
Get down.
Hell no, the funky drama.
See, that's our problem. We so hip hop. Every time something come out, it's gonna be a lyric.
Yep. Everything is the hip hop or an R&B lyric. Everything.
I mean, would it be helpful? Maybe this could be something we could do, Air Doctor. Like, we in addition to reviewing albums, but we gotta. It's on us if our youngsters don't know, if they don't know, that's on us.
So let's just do classic albums. So that way they can know.
We even need to do classic artists before we can get to the albums, because our folks are, that's on us. We have to teach that. You know what I'm saying?
We'll work on getting that
and why they're important, right? Why is Rakim important? At the same time, so LJ. Rakim is important. At the same time, I am deeply uninterested in this latest Rakim project. Okay, but he's important. He is very important. Yeah. So
he put conscious rhymes over danceable beats. Him and Big Daddy Kane. You could dance and at the same time have conscious lyrics. So that was a big thing. Big up to Marley Marl and his production.
Kim was like, "Thank you for your invaluable contribution," but shut up.
Can we get to the news now?
While Ear Doctor was doing that segment, because I'm thinking, how does rap and rap and its elders compare to other genres in their elders? And the first thing that popped into my mind was like Tony Bennett, right? Classic crooners, but Tony Bennett, an ancestor now, but before he died, he did stuff with Lady Gaga and Revade, and I'm like, I guess this looks a little different for rappers, because when Ear Doctor called me yesterday with the Rakim joint, he's telling me everybody that's on it. I'm like, Corrupt and Master Killer, what? It was confusing. It was confusing. So I don't know, like how I don't know how we celebrate our elders still continuing to put out projects if
we celebrate them. I mean, like I said, at this time and era in his life, if he wanted to do an album where he produced the whole album, did all the scratches, and just brought some people on here that he considered some of the greatest lyricists, he did it. So big up
People
to
are
him.
coming for me in the chat. They're like,
Hey, y'all ain't even be coming for LJ now. Listen.
Oh, now.
I just wasn't listening. to.
Sorry, we're gonna have a list of movies for you to check out.
It's not your fault, LJ. Again,
No,
I told y'all when I was on the radio, I felt a way about what we would call recurrence, like classic stuff. I felt a way about that shit not being played in the 2000s because I said you're gonna have a whole generation of kids that don't fucking know, about their own culture musically. And to me, when I was coming up, the radio was so instructive to me about Black music, about the history of Black music. And I saw radio falling the fuck down on that job for the last 25 years. So this is don't come for her. Don't come for LJ.
They're being nice. They're being nice.
Yeah,
Okay, they better be. That's not on them. That's not even millennials' fault. It really isn't. And it's not even their fault, really.
And my last thing I'm gonna say before I get out of here, LL is doing an album with Q-Tip. So you got two rappers from the 80s that's gonna.
I know
drop an
LL.
album.
I don't know Q-Tip. So
You don't know Q-Tip?
Yes, she does.
I'm out of here.
They do. I'm sorry.
Weren't we just saying don't comfort, don't work?
yeah, and then he's just like, I gotta go. Well, I would be the
LJ, breathe and stop.
I mean,
Oh no.
Vibrant Thing. You've heard
Vibrant Thing. Can I tell you how long it stuck in my craw that vibrant is not a word?
Vibrant.
And I'm just like,
Vibrant. No.
And I'm listening to the song and I couldn't even enjoy it for a long time because I'm like, is that even a word?
I know the three Icemen. I know Ice Cube, or I know Ice T, and then I know
the Iceman. Oh shit.
What happened? Oh my gosh.
I know the
I was a
Iceman.
gospel girl, so if you want to talk about elephants,
That was just rude. No.
It was very
no,
rude.
dear doctor. No.
We're helping. We are bridging the gap right now. LJ is showing us where we need to reinforce. You know what I'm saying? Some bridges. This is good. The Iceman, baby. Who else?
If she say Vanilla Ice, I'm leaving again.
no, there are only two: Ice Cube and Ice T, right?
Yes.
That's
I
it.
thought you said 3.
Yeah, I thought there were 3. Maybe there's only 2.
If she said Ice Ice Baby, I was leaving.
There
Yes,
was
and
another rapper named Ice. Who was it?
and Vanilla Ice. Yes,
There
there
wasn't
you go.
Vanilla Ice. It was another. It was one of them pimping West Coast niggas. Who was it?
Oh God.
Well, you got Ice Spice now.
No.
Nigga, pimping
No,
West
not
Coast
rappers.
niggas.
They're older rappers.
Oh,
Like
nah,
Fresh
man.
Ice. What was the nigga
Just
name?
Ice.
Maybe Just Ice. Was
Oh,
he?
Just
Yes. Big
But
up.
LJ definitely don't
I
know
would be
about
the
that.
perfect
I
person
don't know who that is.
to like
know.
pitch these people to, since I have no reference. If you want to be like, okay, listen to this person, this is why, and like, I'll go and listen, but like, I just have no idea what you're talking about. So
Well, you know
Give
what's dope?
LJ a playlist.
Okay.
yeah, I'll go listen.
You know what's dope about today? I got somebody coming on around 9 o'clock for my break, and they're younger, and they was like, y'all need some younger blood on this show, and I was like, okay, well, let's see how what you got to talk about. So they'll be on a little later. So stick around. With that
How
said,
young? How young?
30s, 20s.
Oh,
What,
Yeah.
30s or 20? That's a whole decade.
That's a
Well,
different.
we gonna find out when they get here.
This
Awesome.
is how he teases. This is how he
It's-
teases.
it's
I guess we
so-
will find out.
Scandalous.
And we are getting to the news right now, boss. Good God Almighty.
We's a going.
Oh, hey, y'all. Welcome. Today is Thursday, August the 8th. It's the Remix Morning Show, Black Liberation Media. Women's Wednesdays, perhaps, but it could be Turn Up Thursdays. I don't know. That's bad. Let me stop because we got
Why not?
we got cooler younger people on screen. Let me stop saying we could turn up. Oh Jesus, aren't you annoyed? Doesn't it annoy you when older people start using your slang? Oh yes, exactly. That's me. Listen, they did a whole segment on the news talk about Gen Z slang, and I said immediately, Gen Z, it is time for you to change your slang
I
because
know they're going to change it immediately.
the adults have done local news segments of how to decipher your language. It is time to switch up your slang right now, Gen Z. Switch it up.
Hey, before y'all get into it, there was a question earlier. I wanted to know if y'all could answer that. What does the remix host think about Cori Bush's loss?
Yeah, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about that because, oh my God, this nigga that ran against her, this, and I reserve that word for people who I actually mean to call. When I call somebody a nigga, that's exactly what I think they are.
Well, who this man is? Wesley Bell. The name sounds familiar. Was he active during the aftermath of Mike Brown's murder and the Ferguson uprising? Because his name percolated in my head. I'm like, who is he?
I honestly couldn't tell you because there's been so much going on. I've been paying a lot more attention to what's going on in Kenya and you know and all of the fun stuff that's happening at the Olympics, not the competition, but the other, silly political bullshit. But this man last year sent Cori Bush a message when it began to be talked about in the Democratic Party that the progressives had to go, that the squad, that the Democrats were tired of the squad, and particularly with the Biden administration's response to the situation in Gaza. Nancy Pelosi is just like, I'm not putting up with these motherfuckers any longer. They need to go. So Wesley Bell, I guess, was talked about being the competitor for Cori Bush a while ago. He sent her an email or a text message or something saying, I just want you to know that I am absolutely not going to run against you. I am not going to run against you. No, no, no. And then a few months later, this nigga takes AIPAC money and runs against Cori Bush, running as a centrist Democrat against the progressive Democrat, and won. Yep. So this is the Democratic Party that they're talking out both sides of their neck. They're doing this performative shit to appease the progressives, and progressive is a word that I swear almost doesn't have any meaning anymore. So the progressive at this point in my mind just means less neoliberal than the Democratic Party establishment, just a little bit less. It does not mean what we are, right? But this, at the same time, the Democrats are celebrating Kamala Harris choosing Tim Walz because he's not an overt genocidal Zionist, I guess, but he is a Zionist. He does support Israel. That's supposed to be a victory or a nod to the progressives who they want to vote for them at the same time that the Democratic Party is purging the party of progressives. Right? So this whole thing, if people are not looking at how the party is moving, we've been telling you, you've been had. We've been telling you these people are, they playing in your face, they stealing from you. This ain't democratic. They don't care about you. They ain't gonna do nothing from you. And you have been had. You are being had again, because the Democratic Party are still not going to do anything for you, because they're pushing out the legislators within their party that would be the people who would advocate for some of the things that you claim you want. But y'all still gonna vote for these people? While they're pushing your advocates out of the party, but you're gonna still vote for them because Black girl magic. Okay.
I don't know. Cori Bush's primary defeat teaches me a couple of things, or shows me a couple of things. First of all, Nook, if you buck, if you're gonna come in there and not be an establishment representative or politician or whatever, buck. Like, don't let nobody yank your chain. I understand, the structure, the hierarchical structure of Congress. You have to go in there and rub elbows and get on committees, and in order to bring things back to your district of what your constituents, I suppose, expect from you. But again, they elected you, Cori Bush, because they knew you, or they thought they knew you, and they were okay with what you stood for. So if you went to Congress and shook the shit up a little bit, I think that would have been all right, because inevitably what happened still happened, right? You didn't play the game well enough, and they got rid of you. So you might as well have went in there and talked your shit and did what it is that you believe that your constituents sent you in there to do. So when you go in there and basically conform, you're still playing a losing game, and now the game is now lost for her anyway. But the other part about that, when it comes to just looking at the way that you said, Jackie, that the Democrats have been systematically pushing progressives out, we have to be very clear-eyed about who the Democrats are. These are status quo all-stars, right? Like they are very content with things remaining the same. They are even content with an issue such as abortion remaining illegal in over 20 states, because it's something that they can continuously run on. They can keep going back to that reproductive justice. Oh, guys, it's 2028, abortion is still illegal. We got to get out there and the most important election. So it still works to their advantage that shit is fucked up, and they don't really have an interest in fixing things, because they like to present themselves as the solution, as the foil to the Republicans who are running the country into the ground, when actually they're doing a very good job of running the country into the ground together, exploiting the working class folks in this country together at the same time. So Cori Bush is like, if you're going to go up for Congress, you might as well go and talk your shit. You got to go hold your nuts. Don't go in there and trying to be Nancy Pelosi's underling, or even try to adhere to the structure that is already in place as much as you are able. Go in there and do what you are sent there to do.
I do wonder. I was saying, I do wonder what it means for us as, well, if and when Harris gets elected, what we're going to have to parse out from people who believe that this is a progressive ticket or a left ticket, and they're like, but we have a Black woman president. It's going to be, I feel like, even worse than when we had President Obama. And I feel like it's already starting now anyway. But I wanted to show, if you don't mind, a clip of her interrupting people who were protesting at her rally in Detroit, and the way she just talked to these protesters. If I can share.
Kamala, you know it.
Let's do it.
Our fight against the climate crisis, and he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking.
Wow. Whoa. And there's her biggest policy right there. If you want Trump to win, shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Look at that scowl.
And so much for democracy, so much for freedom of speech, so much for free expression, of so much for that. But what she said is bad. What's pissing me off is all those cheering.
Hmm.
I'm not going to call those people names, but all those cheering individuals behind and around her, allowing this woman to disparage folks who have every right to be there and do what they were doing, as they have to be there and listen to her lie. And I bet you those people were protesting against the genocide that she is supporting. And
They
she
were.
and she is interrupting people who are protesting genocide, telling them, if you want Donald Trump to win, say it. Do y'all know how many times I have been accused of secretly helping Donald Trump to win because I have criticized Kamala Harris from Black people?
Ooh.
Sending me emails telling me that because I criticized the show I did on Darker Than Blue a couple weeks ago when they cooed Biden to put her in place, and the show I did, this man sent an email to the whole damn organization listserv, or at least he thought he did. He actually didn't. He was he's such a that he didn't realize he didn't send the email to the whole listserv. But he is just, oh, I knew it. Why would you criticize a Black woman like that? You know, these people with this thing about, and I'm sorry, I just realized something. You know, these people who are like, you can't criticize Kamala Harris. She's a Black woman. You criticizing her. It's just misogynoir. But y'all will talk about Black women who are radical revolutionaries like fucking dogs, and that's all right. You can do that. Y'all can stand in our face and accuse us of giving favors to certain other politicians because we criticize accurately and correctly Harris's record. It's okay to stand in our face and talk about, oh, you must be supporting Donald Trump. You must be one of them Black women for Trump. It's okay to disrespect me, but I can't talk about Kamala Harris being a fucking cop. Get the hell out of here.
And she is a cop. It's not even in dispute.
Like a literal one.
And here's my question: when did a prosecutor, when did a literal jailer become a lofted position in our community that all of a sudden niggas is like, oh, this prosecutor, prosecutor, my bad, that changes it.
Take my money.
I'm sorry, I thought she could have been curing cancer, but no, she's a prosecutor. Yes, doing shit for the, like, when did niggas all of a sudden start riding for prosecutors? That shit is weird. Like the way, like Ricky came on here and talked about, like, the way y'all get clapped out about Marilyn Mosby. These niggas knew no better than to come at me about no fucking Marilyn Mosby. Right. You gonna get laughed at all day. But I mean, Marilyn Mosby, we have to protect Black women. When did this happen, Jacqueline? I don't recall. I didn't get the memo.
Your guess is as good as I'm
Right. Speechless.
Right. When did this happen?
I had a conversation with Ajamu this week, and I was telling him, like, yo, what do you think about this, you know, the 40,000 Black women, the 20,000 Black men who get on these calls and they raise all this money for Harris in a day, and our people still struggling to pay rent. You know, tuition need to be paid, loans need to be, but where were these resources when it came to the community needs? But y'all got all this couple million, and, you know, compared to political fundraising, that really wasn't a lot of money. But with our material conditions, the reality of our material, that money could have been put to better use, because Kamala Harris and the DNC have money. Plenty of money, and they get plenty of money from AIPAC, so that woman didn't need y'all money, but y'all gave it to her anyway. And you gave that woman your money to tell us to shut the fuck up, to shut up about opposing genocide while she is lying on the campaign trail. That's what y'all just gave that woman your money for. And it's 4 years ago, we were all on one accord about Kamala Harris and her record and her copness. We all, and how she let Steve Mnuchin get away with making people fucking homeless. You know, we had these conversations about Kamala just 4 years ago, and now all of a sudden you got 60,000 black folks telling us, like, we got it, yeah, make it right. Get the fuck out.
Black men calls for Kamala, and white men for Kamala, standing against racism, Zoom calls.
Do they not know that Kamala herself stands she stands for racism? She stands for it. She's with the shits. She's cool with it.
Yeah.
It's as maddening and as annoying as this all is. I'm actually glad it's happening. I'm glad it's like Ajamu said, I'm glad it's happening because people are exposing who they are and where they are in the struggle against this system, because you can't say you want something better, but you still keep voting for the system as it exists, and then telling yourself and other people, well, this is not as evil as the other part of the system. But when that part of the system that you are supporting is campaigning and saying, I am to the right of this other guy. Like Kamala Harris has already said that, look, we need to do something about the border, and I promise that I will have strong border policies. Like, how is that different from what Donald Trump says? So he says it in a different way, and that's, you know, he lies and it's really rude. The policies are the same. They both want a secure border, and we all know what that means. So I'm glad that people are acting a fool like they are, because they're exposing themselves, and it makes it easier for us to know who is really on our side and who isn't. And unfortunately, we see that it's a lot of our people who are still very much in the way of progress and liberation.
And it's like I'm sorry, go ahead, LJ.
I was just going to say, clip this also. Just clip everything we've been saying this morning. And and then I had a little headline that was related to this, but go ahead.
No, oh no, I was just, you know what? I have not had coffee, so I actually don't know what I was going to say. I forgot that fast. I think I did forget. I'm so sorry, but it was something
Swiss
about
cheese.
Nigga, don't say that. That's
you don't.
I'm just a pothead. It's resin. Don't tell me I got holes in my brain here, doctor.
I
like
know.
I got
Not RFK with worms in her brain.
Jesus.
Like, calm down.
Man,
He's so mean.
none of us have bears in our trunk.
That's that Scorpio energy. Oh, it might have been about Kamala. You know, I need coffee. Can y'all take me off screen? Can I go get a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you're going to break in like a couple more minutes.
Okay, fine.
See, look at the Taskmaster. This is what we got to change too.
And
Since
we're talking about it, do y'all feel like when the Democrats get in that's really like, okay, it's comfortable. Everybody's comfortable. Ain't no revolution happening. But when the Trump get in, that's when people will start realizing,
that's what I was gonna say.
I know. That's why I was helping you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Because Biden also before dropping out, but Kamala now, you know, if you want Trump, but why is Trump the standard? Like, why is Trump the standard? Like, why is it, I'm better than the last guy? Nigga, everybody. Who was it? What are you saying? Like, why is Trump the fucking standard? Well, if you guys want, fascism, then vote for Trump. It's like, wait a minute, y'all. Like, y'all ain't y'all supposed to be better and elevated and, the politicians and educated, higher, all of that shit, right? Why is Trump the standard? Well, if you don't want this, you better vote for me instead of Trump. But you guys feel what I'm saying about that?
No, yeah, absolutely. And especially because, look, I understand that there are younger voters, always, every election cycle, there are younger voters, people who have not voted before, people who really do not understand the political system in this country. They really do believe that the political system works like that Schoolhouse Rock cartoon. And I think for people who hear that, no, not only is that a lie. It's just a blatant lie. But the whole game is rigged. We cannot change anything those people want to do. Nothing. They have made that clear. They let us vote. That is what they do.
Yes.
And then they tell us who we can and can't vote for.
Mhm.
You know, and I think that people, when they realize that this system is not what they have been told it is, there is a level of cognitive dissonance that is kind of painful for people. It's like you are ripping away the facade of this reality that people, just like you're yanking people out of the matrix. And some people don't want to be unplugged when they realize
right.
what the reality looks like. And they're like, oh no, put me back
Put me
in.
back. And so before we break, the headline that I want to share, it pissed me off so much because it shows the moral depravity of this leadership that we have, because fucking Biden, he has the nerve to go on TV and say, ooh, I don't have confidence. Can it be shared? Biden says, I don't have confidence. Thank you. In a peaceful transition of power if Trump loses. Why? Huh?
I heard him say that.
Yeah.
But then he
Like-
fucked it up when he said it. It came out fucked up. He said it jumbled. And he's like, I meant the other
A
way.
peaceful transfer of power in January 2025.
If Trump wins, no, I'm not confident at all. I mean, if Trump loses, I'm not confident at all.
Which one?
He means what he says. We don't take him seriously. He means it. All the stuff about if we lose, there'll be a bloodbath. It's have to be a stolen election. Look what they're trying to do now in the local election districts where people count the votes. They're putting people in place in states that they're going to count the votes, right? You can't love your country only when you win.
Panel's here with me. Just one
That's all I
little
can take.
fact check.
I can't do Jake Tapper and all of them.
But
But
thank you.
yeah, completely irresponsible, completely just bankrupt. And they don't care because they're gonna get on their Air Force One and their bunkers, and then we deal with the fallout like the citizens of the UK are dealing with these far right riots, right? And we're just out here. Yeah, let's abandon all of them. That's how I feel.
Agreed.
That's all.
I mean, but I don't think he's wrong. You know, I agree. Look, LJ, it was irresponsible for him to say that, but I'm sure Biden's like, well, fuck it. I mean, y'all don't put me out. Might as well come out here and say whatever. But I don't think he's not wrong though. I mean, if January 6th was anything, and what we're seeing, like you said, what's happening in the UKKK,
Right.
History has a tendency to repeat itself, and fuck even January 6th. Let's look at the history of these folks on this continent or in this rotten colony. Every time they don't get their way, every time they don't get their way, what do? They get out there, they tear shit up, they burn shit, they kill people, they lynch, they maim, they cause chaos. I don't expect anything different from them in November or January or whenever this inevitable, latest explosion of white rage is going to occur. But Joe Biden, the fuck are you going to do about it? What you going to do about it? What the Democrats going to do about it? What Kamala going to do about it? What's the U.S. Capitol
Call the
Police going to do
National
about
Guard,
it? What's
probably.
the FBI going to do about it? But I'm saying no, but just like January 6th, January 6th wasn't some conspiracy hatched in the dark, right? And these niggas was on Twitter.
They were on social media. So
my bus come in, my bus is gonna be there about 4 o'clock. Somebody come pick me up from Union Station, right?
Yeah.
I got the choppers in
I
the
am
duffel bag.
staying at the
chopper.
Americana Inn.
So it's like when they showed the United States government and the police and law enforcement the playbook, showed them the playbook, they couldn't do nothing with it. So it's like, so what should we expect? Like, what should we expect after the conclusion of this election, whatever the outcome may be?
Boy, y'all doing it this morning, giving it to him. Kim, I know your coffee's getting cold, so we're gonna take a quick break.
I love you, brother.
Hey, I already know how it is. I got mine right here on deck. You know what I mean?
All
So that's another one of our slang. I mean, do you know what I mean? All in one.
I know what
mean?
Yummy means.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
I mean, goodness, she's
cool.
not an embryo. Good
I
Lord.
wasn't talking to her. Anyway, Anyway, see, I always think it's all about you.
It is
All
all
right.
It is.
You-
It should be.
You're right.
Anyway.
You're right. You're
It's
right.
Women's Wednesday. Is it? No.
No, you're
no,
wrong.
Women's
It's Turn Up
Wednesday.
Thursday.
That's
Let's
right,
go,
Thursday.
ladies.
See?
All right, we go.
Oh,
Kidney
Thursday.
medication fuck you up. If you really want to get fucked up, get a kidney transplant. Take those immunosuppressants
Like, what day is it?
every day. What the fuck day is it? I don't know. I'm going outside.
All right, word. Well, we're going to take a quick break and come back right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. As you can see, I'm set up in my living room right here on some Sundays chat. Today we got Jordan Reviews It in the building. Jordan, what's good?
Man, what it do, man? It's a pleasure to be here in this morning, man. This morning is great.
Okay. Well, Jordan, tell us how we even, came about even coming on the show today. You reached out to me on the DM and you was like, yo, what you say?
Man, listen, man. I just reached out. I appreciate what you guys do, the platform you all have, and just the perspective you all come from with it, man. And I just reached out via DMs. I do what I do, you do what I do, and I just saw this as an opportunity for us to connect, man.
Yeah, good. I'm glad we was able to connect. So what you do on your let me see, on your Instagram, let's put that up real quick, which is Jordan Reviews It. Yeah. So what you do on your Instagram is you review stuff. What do you feel about how you reviewed this whole election thing? What's your thoughts on that? Like we was just talking about.
Look, man, first and foremost, I like to throw out there to everyone and understand the perspective of where I come from, even with my reviews. We have to appeal to the society, to the social aspects of our society, and that's what I do. And quite frankly, the only thing people like to pay attention to nowadays are trolls. So I like to throw out thought-provoking ideas, comments, or concerns that will attract the attention of viewers. And as it relates to this current political climate or theater, as they say, I feel as though the Black collective consciousness is a little bit in shambles right now, and we really don't know which way to turn, left or right, especially in the 30-year-old age group. Some people leaning towards Trump, some people leaning towards Kamala, everybody thinking that a president is going to save them from their demise. And hey, look, man, I guess the greatest stirring up of Negroes, i.e. trolling, that I seek to insert is essentially allowing individuals to understand that no one's going to save you but you.
Facts. So within your age range, do you feel like a lot more going towards, let's get behind the sister? Because it was like Issa Rae that said, I'm rooting for everybody who's Black. Facts. So it seems like that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, we know how it goes, right? We've seen enough of the political theater throughout the years to understand that as soon as we see a Black face in a high place, we assume that inclusion means something better for us. But a lot of people simply do not understand that while this might be a Black person, it's just a Black face on what the system is in its neo-colonialist fashion. It's not something that's a Blackface doesn't change the system. It doesn't change the fact that the standards of the hardship that we or others face is going to change because of representation on top of a system that persists.
Nice. So what I'm thinking about is hitting you up every other week or something and finding out what's going on in the community of the 30, 20-year-olds and stuff like that. Because you said we old heads and stuff. With that said, I want to go over to music. Okay. You review it. What's new that we should be listening to that you think is worth?
So look, man, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you as it relates to music. I'm big on the music. I'm a big music head. Just in terms of what's popular in the streams currently, I don't know if people took a look at that Drake 100 gigs. I guess that's
right. He just dropped it.
Yeah, that's his political attempt to normalize himself because he might have lost a few fans out of the Kendrick beef, but it's some good stuff there. I say check it out.
Okay.
Also, I'll say the new Don Toliver project is really, really good, man. Really good. I think that one deserves a listen. And there's a lot of underground artists as well who have come up with some great music as well. I like to give a big shout out to Moses Sumney as well. and an R&B artist doing great music, man. But it's a lot of great music out there. JPEG Mafia just dropped a really, really great project, in my opinion. Super alternative hip hop, but not hip hop at all. But yeah, I recommend that.
Got you. All right, well, boom, Jordan reviews it. Thank you for coming through. Like I said, I'm gonna check up on you more, see, and y'all go follow this brother on Instagram right there at Jordan Reviews It, and see what he got to say. See what he's reviewing, and he's gonna bring him back and find out what's going on in the community of our people. With that said, Jordan, thanks for coming through. Catch you next time.
Peace,
bro. Yeah. Oh, let's get these. Back.
That's cute.
I
did not.
I only like to use that when it's two people.
Like, I need to see all of my the map of the topography of my pores. So I'm like, no.
So I could have kept them on a little longer if y'all had any questions to ask, but I was just thinking like we can come up with some different questions to ask that age range and find out what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can ask me too.
That is true, huh?
I mean,
I'm already here.
Do y'all have any questions? He's still around? No? Yes.
I mean, I noticed the copy of Blueprint for Black Power.
Hey, Jordan. Let's come back real quick.
Hey.
What it do? What it do?
So I noticed your copy of Blueprint for Black Power featured prominently up there on the shelf. That's a big old book. and I used to kind of trip people up and be like, so which chapter did you like the best? Because people are always like, oh, I read it. And I'm like, no, you didn't. Because I don't know a whole lot of people who have read that entire. It's like the Bible, right? It's like you don't know a lot of people who actually read the whole Bible from the front.
Yeah.
You know, but how did that book like have a significant impact on what you do, and how did it, if it did?
Yeah, so I originally picked up that book back in, I believe, 2013, 14, when I was a student at Morgan State University. And my intellectual father actually put me on to a lot of reading in that regard. For me, as you mentioned, it is much of a manual. And what touched me the most is the preface, really, or even his initial lecture inscribed, where he mentions we are either African or possessed. And it's a very powerful read, man. And as you mentioned, I've never even started from front to back. I've always jumped to what I needed to for the moment. So very powerful book. I think it's a book that every Black person should own in their household.
There it is. Any other questions for we assist Jordan out stage left even?
Well, what I discovered listening to Jordan, hey Jordan, how you doing?
Hey.
Was, we were talking to LJ about Rakim, and we have to teach, our younger generations about classic hip hop. Y'all youngsters, y'all got to teach us about these rap artists, because I'm like, he named a bunch of people. I do not know any of these people. So that reciprocal teaching, like, put us on to the dope people that's actually maintaining the culture, that's actually talented out here with their voices, and not just some manufactured corporate repackaged, marketed over the same beat. So the artists that are younger and doing it, we need to hear from you guys about who those people are. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right, please come through with some more of that. We're gonna come in and bring some more of the young artists like Don Toliver and stuff. I know y'all ain't never heard of him. So definitely. And Denzel Curry, he's another young artist that got some dope music. So with that said, thank you, Jordan. We will catch you next time. Peace, my brother. All right.
Thank you.
Well, I'll let y'all go ahead and get back to anything y'all want to talk about. So
I mean, yeah.
We have stories.
I bet you do. Let me get out of here.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Millennials, y'all kill me with that. Bye.
That is so it's so cute, but it's also so saucy at the same time.
I
And it's
mean,
like,
is there
oh, okay,
after
wait a
season?
minute. Did you just dismiss me in a very
That's LJ, saucy but
Oh,
cute, you know?
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, that's us, the Saucy Cuties up here. It's the Remix Morning Show, Black Liberation Media. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We got LJ, JL, KB, ED in the building. And you guys, the remixers, the chat, the infamous, notorious, famous, beautiful, sometimes blasphemous chat. We love you guys. Participate over here with your folks. We coming off punishment here real soon. So
Yeah.
are there do the channel members, do you guys have icons back next to your names in the chat?
That's a whole nother story. We'll save for
Oh, god damn, he's still on
Oh,
punishment.
no.
Well, listen, let me tell you who's not on punishment. Burn It Down with Kim Brown. So we are in the middle of our summer fundraiser, and I know many of you, we have a lot of overlap between this audience and the BIDWKB audience. So support, please and thank you. We are fundraising $ BIDWKB, Venmo at BIDWKB. That's us at PayPal, Patreon also. Our fundraiser, we need money, so send us some loot. We appreciate everyone that's already contributed. If you want to get us on that 15th of the month check, also acceptable. We can hold off and we will accept your monies on the 15th of the month as well. So do what you can to support. We appreciate it. Until your Black liberation stuff gets reactivated in the interim. So thank you guys so much. So LJ, JL, we got some stories. Shout out to EB, Sister Erica out here.
Absolutely. Shout out. Yeah. LJ, you got anything you want to pull up?
I do. I wanted to start locally, US, before we go global. And it's about Google and monopolies.
Ooh, LJ, thank you. I was waiting for someone to come explain this Google ruling, which I found really interesting.
So Google illegally maintains monopoly over internet search, a judge rules. A judge on Monday ruled that Google's ubiquitous search engine has been illegally exploiting its dominance to squash competition and stifle innovation, a seismic decision that could shake up the internet and hobble one of the world's best-known companies. A decision that was issued by U.S. District Judge Amit Mehta comes nearly a year after the start of a trial pitting the U.S. Justice Department against Google in this antitrust showdown. After reviewing the evidence and testimony from Microsoft, Google, and Apple during last year's 10-week trial, the U.S. District Judge issued his market-shifting decision and saying, quote, after having carefully considered and weighed the witness testimony and evidence, the court reaches the following conclusion. Google is a monopolist, and it has acted as one to maintain this monopoly in this 277-page ruling. Google enjoys 89.2% share of the market for general search devices, which increases to 94.9% on mobile devices. So he goes on to talk about, there's also something going on with NVIDIA, this chip and manufacturer. I only know because I'm a little bit of a gamer and my computer has the same chip. But yeah, so basically Google has been paying a lot to have, in the billions, to have their search engine be the default search engine on most 94.9% mobile devices. And that, my friends, is a monopoly, which we rule against, hopefully. And so I don't know if other techies are around that can speak to how this would affect Google's outlook going forward. I want it to actually have an impact on the fact that Google is everywhere, but I don't know, especially with Amazon using their cloud services for genocide purposes, because the IOF is able to upload all of their things to the cloud. We had the strike that grounded me and so many other people, the strike on the CrowdStrike thing that happened, that knocked out all of the systems through Microsoft updates. So these companies have all of these monopolies on different aspects of our life that we may not be aware of. But I would like to know, like, what would happen if anybody else knows more.
So, Jackie, I have a question for you because you might be able to put this in better context for us. One of the major times the government got involved to break up a huge monopoly was when they broke up
AT&T.
Well, it was Bell, right? It was before
Right,
AT&T.
right. It was
Bell.
what
Not
was
Bell
the
Atlantic, but it was Bell. All right, Ma
Yeah,
Bell.
I think it was Bell Atlantic. I think it did used to be called Bell Atlantic, and then
But
it was called something else.
but
But
I thought
then
Bell Atlantic was part of what it broke up into, right? Because it was
I
Bell Atlantic,
can't
Bell
remember.
South.
I don't know, but the telecommunications company was broken up, and that is how we got all of these different cell phone providers, telephone companies, all of that. Yeah.
So, but that doesn't happen very often, right? So,
No.
the government is quite content to allow monopolies in certain industries, and it doesn't sound as though, per this ruling, this is just a judge's ruling. I guess the DOJ or whoever would have to get involved and actually get into breaking up. But it doesn't sound likely that Google is going to be broken up, or even a juggernaut like Amazon, for example, because I'm sure a pending lawsuit is absolutely forthcoming for Amazon if one hasn't already been filed. But for the DOJ to come out and say that Google has this monopoly and to file this lawsuit, cool. Now what? You've got this ruling. The judge has established Google is dominant illegally. Now what? Now what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna bust up Google?
Nope. They're not going to. I don't see them forcing Google to do anything. And not just like
that's it, right? They go pay an exorbitant fine.
And the fine probably won't even be that exorbitant compared to Google's profits, right? It'll be like, SofaLint, Google SofaLint, and the SofaLint from like the lobby of the building, not even the SofaLint from the executive office. It's just, they're gonna be like, fine. Okay, anyway.
Right.
And you would like to believe that it would set a precedent to be able to go after Amazon, because Amazon should have been sued for antitrust and monopoly moves decades ago, but so I don't. I would like to think that something will be done, but come on, this is the United States. This is one judge who's like, well, this is wrong, and everybody else is going to be like, yeah, that's a cute ruling, but we're not doing anything to them. That's
I'm just thinking of Monopoly, which is ruining families for generations. But Monopoly comes from us. The woman wanted to have children. I mean, the United States wanted children and families to understand how bad capitalism was, and not like a fun thing to actually do. And it started with the U.S. government breaking up Standard Oil, which was literally monocle twirling white men with huge mustaches, right? And then they did it again with the railroads, right?
Yeah.
And we still don't have any lasting legislation that stops these monopolies from happening again. Like, they break apart and then they'll just be in a different industry. Like, I saw advertisements for the Amazon little, what, I don't even want to say the name, but the thing that it can talk to you.
Oh,
and
yeah, that little spy.
Yeah, and they have it for children, and they're like, it's right in time for back to school. It's got like a cute little owl on it, and it can read to your kids. You don't have to. You're busy. Shit. You're working 3 jobs. Just buy this Amazon thing, and it's cute, and they can learn facts, right? And it's just horrible. I also went to an Amazon store, like grocery store. Horrible. It was so creepy. There were like 2 people working there, and it was connected to your Amazon account. Like, it's just, like, I don't know. The sci-fi in me is freaking out.
Exactly.
But, I mean, I kind of wonder though. I to everybody's point, I don't think the government is going to be trying to bust up Google, because I mean, there's a lot of relationships between the government and Google, right? Like, if Google's so ubiquitous, it's in 94% of people's cell phones, then to me, the government would like to get in good with Google, right? The government wants to be in 94% of everybody. Yeah. There's too much at stake, I think, to break up Google, because it would serve an interest of the surveillance state, right? To make sure that Google remains intact so that the United States can be on top of Google. The government, that is.
Yeah, I mean, that is really the main reason why Google is not going to be broken up, why Amazon will not be broken up, and why Walmart isn't for because Walmart is the same thing. It's the same problem. Walmart is a monopoly. You're talking about Walmart and Amazon, which are the number 1 and 2 employers in this country. And their retail outlets. How did that happen? How is a store like the number 1 employee of an entire country of 330 million people? That doesn't even sound right. That's just weird. And then we know Amazon's crappy employment, their crappy labor standards and all that kind of stuff. But what you were saying, LJ, about like the sci-fi, the creepiness of all of the connectedness and of everything. Somebody said in the chat, wait, Amazon stores are real. Yes, they're real. And not only are Amazon stores real, I think there's one up here in DC, up in Columbia Heights or somewhere up in Northwest. And not only are the stores real, but Amazon now does prescriptions. So now they've got that people are giving Amazon access to their medical records. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Y'all don't watch enough sci-fi for me. Because if you did all of this, you would be looking at all of this like there is not this much convenience in the world. I will go to my pharmacy and pick up my meds. You do not need to. Amazon doesn't need to have my medical records. They don't need to have any. Oh my gosh. It is just the connection between the US government, the intelligence apparatus in this country, and the tech companies, Amazon, Twitter, Google. It's too inextricable for the government to break them up. If the government breaks up Google and Amazon, then what the government gets from Google and Amazon will be threatened. So they're not going to break up those companies because they're too valuable to them, because they use them to spy on us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And our Google searches are used as evidence. Whatever we think about Tommy, ain't no such things as halfway crooks, the 20-year-old who took a shot at Trump. You know what I'm saying? Here come Director Ray at the Senate hearing or whatever in his Google searches. I'm like, nigga, that is not evidence. He was looking up shit on Google. That don't mean nothing. Anyway. So yeah, I don't like here. Get us out of here.
Oh,
I
yeah.
but I have a question. Isn't the way that Google operates in Europe, in the European Union, way different though? Like, doesn't the European Union have so-called better privacy standards about how our information is shared, et cetera? So I'm sure they share every fucking thing with Interpol any goddamn way. But anyway, let me shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about. Great story, everybody.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not familiar with how they operate in Europe. I don't know. That's a good question, though. Now I want to know.
I know a little bit.
Now I'm going to find out.
Sorry, what was that?
I said, no, I didn't know, but now I want to know. So now I'm going to have to find out.
I was going to say, I only know a little bit about advertising. I know that some Nordic countries have laws that it's illegal to advertise to children. But again, this is Sweden, which has like the highest female murder rate in Europe. So, they're falling down on some other things.
I think citizens, members of the European Union, they can sue or request or do some sort of freedom of information, similar type of request about how many different places your private information shows up. Because I think I've seen like some Vice stories on this, and the British citizen who did this or undertook this search was shocked at how many places that their information showed up. But I don't think in the US we have that ability to get that kind of specific information. So anyway, if y'all in Europe, y'all know what we talk about, holla if you hear us. Drop something in the comments. We appreciate it.
Holla if you hear us. All right, let's go ahead. Let y'all get another story together. Give y'all a quick break, and we're gonna come back with some more right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Let's do a little remix on the remix right here.
As devil search for the secrets to immortality, I alter my physical chemistry. Bop the valley of the shadow of death. I exist even when no things are left. Vibrations transcend space and time. Pure at heart because I deal with the mind. That's why I compose these verses. Lord of all worlds, my thoughts are now universes. Written on these pages is the ageless wisdom of the sages. Ignorance is contagious, so I hope you keep your focus. There's no hocus pocus. In the end, it's just us. Devil got of the killing brother. It's insane, going out like Abel and Cain. Widen up and use your brain. There'll be no limit to the things that you can gain. Positivity, balance it with negativity. Until then, ain't the devil happy.
All right. Let me take you to a place in time. Let me take you back to 1995 off the album Bless. The artist, Beenie Man. And the name of this song is Wicked Islam. Yes. And on top of that, let me take you back to 1994 with J. Rue the Damager off the album The Sun Rises in the East. And the name of this song is Ain't the Devil Happy. Yes. Going back to a time and space in the 90s for you and yours. Now, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, go to patreon.com, become a member over there, and get footage that's rare, and share like you care. All right, with that said, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go.
If you never get a pedal and well, and if you never get your banana peel.
Yeah.
Hey, nice.
Love Beenie Man.
Yeah. All right, and that J. Rue the Damager album, classic.
Oh
We're
my
gonna have
God,
to put you
that
on that.
Joint is
We're gonna have to put you on that one too, LJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just got on to, is it Diggerable Planets?
Oh, you're so cute. Diggable.
Diggable Planets. I like it. I like it a lot.
Diggable. Yeah, they got two good albums. Their first one and that Blowout Comb is a dope album too. Very political albums also. And they're on a tour right now with the Roots and Arrested Development. So it's Arrested Development, the Roots.
Oh,
and
they
Diggable
stopped
Planets.
fighting long enough to actually go on to.
Yeah, you know.
Ooh, I like that lineup because that might be enough to keep all the fucking Jimmy Fallon fans away. I stopped going to see the Roots. Like I had to stop. I had to stop going to see the Roots. It was excruciating. I've been seeing the Roots since '99, and about 2010, I had to stop because the audience changed. The audience switched over. I'm like, who the fuck is y'all? But it's Jimmy Fallon fans. Oh, you guys, Jimmy Fallon's band's playing at the 9:30. Get the fuck out of here.
Jimmy Fallon's band.
It was ours. They was ours first.
It's like I almost be sad when our niggas make it sometimes because it's like y'all done made it. Now your audience so switched up. Now it's not fun to go to your show no more because it's a bunch of people just there to gawk that don't know your music, don't know your catalog, don't know when the fuck to put their hands in the air, wave them around like they just don't care. Like it's mad annoying.
And in the 90s, LJ, when you put on some Beenie Man, that reggae set, you talking about a lot of sweating, people hitting the walls, and whining and grinding.
A lot of doping, a lot of unwanted. Oh man,
I got touching
you.
Oh my God, ballroom dancing and like in Jamaica. Woo! Yeah.
You said ballroom dancing in Jamaica?
Well, like ballroom, like pure ballroom.
Yeah.
Dance hall.
Yeah.
Dance hall.
I was like, I ain't never seen no ballroom dancing in Jamaica.
Dance hall.
That's a new one right there. Let me find that. I seen ballroom dancing in Detroit, but Jamaica dance hall. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Winding and grinding and ting.
I love the fact that LJ, we turning you on to stuff, and you said you like Diggable Planets. The scene that popped into my head was that scene from School of Rock when Jack Black is passing out the CDs to the kids as they're leaving. Like, okay, LJ, you got to listen to this Blowout Comb. We got to check out the score. Someone with a Deadly Pepper, Little Kim's Hardcore.
Yes.
The Roots Things Fall Apart. You got, like just loading her up. Like,
we're gonna have to load you up. For real. All right, well, let me let y'all get back to it. Peace.
All right.
Thank you. Ear doctor, everybody. Give it up for the ear doctor, everybody. I'm gonna get some flame emojis up for the ear doctor. Get the black fist in the air for the ear doctor. The ear doctor be putting in work around here, everybody. The ear doctor is the reason that this here program usually gets executed flawlessly. but not for the ear doctor. I do not know what the Remix going to do. So we want to send our love and appreciation and respect to the ear doctor out here. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Scorpios be crying that don't nobody appreciate.
You can turn the applause off now. You can turn. Yeah, that's enough. Thank you.
Wow.
No, there are no encores in production. That's thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. Jacqueline, Luke Bond, Kim Brown, LJ in the building. Remixers also in the building. Story time. Galdem. What's the next story? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
This just happened. This is something I've been kind of looking at for a couple of years. Black and other minority farmers are getting $2 billion from the USDA after years of discrimination. Not years, decades. Okay, but let's go down into the article here. And this is John Boyd Jr. I've been trying to get him on my show, but he had been so busy. So I'm still going to try because I really want to talk to this guy. He's a farmer, and he's the one who was basically leading the lawsuit against the USDA. So the Biden administration has doled out more than $2 billion in direct payments for Black and other minority farmers discriminated against by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The president announced Wednesday more than 23,000 farmers were approved for payments ranging from $10,000 to $500,000, according to the USDA. Another 20,000 who planned to start a farm but did not receive a USDA loan received $3,500 and $6,000. Most payments went to farmers in Mississippi and Alabama. USDA Secretary Tom Vilsack told reporters that the aid is not compensation for anyone's loss or the pain endured, but it's an acknowledgement by the department, and that's a problem. But let's get through this first. The USDA has a long history of refusing to process loans for Black farmers, approving smaller loans compared to white farmers, and in some cases, foreclosing quicker than usual when Black farmers who obtained loans ran into problems. National Black Farmers Association founder and president John Boyd Jr. said the aid is helpful, but he said it's not enough. It's like putting a bandage on somebody that needs open heart surgery, Boyd said. We want our land, and I want to be very, very clear about that.
Land back.
This story has been dragging on since the Obama administration because, Kim, go ahead.
Is this connected to when that Black woman who was part of the Obama administration was recorded on tape? I know it's not 100% connected. I might shut up. Where her name was something?
Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod? Is this tied in, but not directly?
That was the person that replaced her. And what was it that he did? I can't remember what it was that he did now. I know somebody in the chat is gonna. It was something that he did, I think, to her. I remember talking about it. I just can't remember what it was. It was,
she was made a conservative target, right? Because a recording of hers was taken out of context because she said something about giving loans or aid to Black farmers specifically. But she was supposed to be doing that, right? Like that was what she was supposed to be doing. And then Obama and Vilsack left this lady out to dry.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Right. Oh, she was fired.
Yes.
And they replaced her with Vilsack. And there was something that Vilsack did that was really shitty that people were like, you're going to replace this Black woman with that dude. And I remember talking to, I cannot remember what it was that he did. Please, somebody in the chat, remind me what it was that Vilsack did that makes him a dick, but he is a dick. So it's wild that he would be like, oh, these payments aren't for compensation for anyone's loss. Exactly. And that's the problem. Because we're not talking about Black farmers losing $10,000 worth of their livelihood, not even 500. We're talking millions, if not billions and not just 2 billion for all of the farmers. We're talking about farmers losing millions of acres of land. So, and that's not $10,000, $500,000. These people need to have their land back. There are documented instances of white riots, like during Red Summer and even after that, where white folks terrorized Black communities, set shit on fire, rioted, ran people out of their communities, and then stole all their shit, stole their land, stole their homes, stole their possessions. It was Black farmers' land was taken that way. It was taken through surreptitious legal means, these fake deeds that these white people would draft up with the help of the courts to steal Black farmers' land. And then, of course, there's the USDA that would just deny loans to Black farmers. Or, when a Black farmer, like the article said, ran into financial problems, and for a farmer, financial problems are always weather related, right? Because farming is you put shit in the ground, it grows, you sell it. And yes, you have to care.
And if it doesn't sell,
the reason farmers have financial issues is because their crops do not meet the expectations for sale, and they don't make the amount of money they need to pay back that loan. And that happens because of weather, because farming is dependent upon the environment. So when the environment is screwed up, then the crops get screwed up. That's why farmers have financial issues. But whenever Black farmers had those issues, their shit got foreclosed like quick. But white farmers were like, oh, we understand that these are weather issues and we'll just give you a little more time and all. They got all the grace and all of the, and eventually, yeah, the USDA did come and yank their stuff. They didn't make their payments, but they got a lot more grace and a lot more assistance than Black farmers did. And of course, there were the instances where, white people just were like, I want that land. And they would ask nicely one time, maybe. And then they'd come back in the middle of the night and they'd kill people and just take the land. So $10,000, $500,000 is not enough. $2 billion for for 23,000 farmers, that's not enough. It is not enough. The USDA and the US government knows what happened to Black farmers' land. And I will go so far as to say they know how to find out who stole it, who has possession of it. And instead of truly addressing the issue, they're throwing coins at these farmers and telling them, well, yeah, we acknowledge that we did something wrong, but you didn't actually make right what you actually did. And the only way that's going to happen is if these farmers get their land back. Every instance of a Black farmer's land, their farm being foreclosed upon, they need to be given the value of the land if they're not going to be given the deed to that land back. Do you understand what I'm saying? This little $10,000, little $5,000, no, that's insulting compared to what was taken from Black farmers. So,
and there's such a deep misunderstanding or intentional willful ignorance about the depth of what has been taken from Black people in this country. $2 billion ain't shit, right? Compared to what has been stolen. But think about every single corner in which Black people have tried to, quote, better themselves, tried to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. It kills me when I hear conservative white and Black folks talking about, well, the Indians came here and look at how good they do. Look at how good the Asians do. Everybody come here and do better than us. You can't even compare what's been taken from us. generationally. You almost can't even put a number on it. The number is so astronomical. So again, what democracy am I supposed to be out here voting for Kamala for? What's the democracy? Is this a democracy for the continuation of things being denied to Black people, for crumbs to be thrown at us, to absolve our oppressors of generational plunder from us, theft from us, disenfranchisement from? I mean, what am I upholding? What are we supposed to be out here fighting for in terms of what the Democrats are telling us? But anyway, I'm sorry. LJ, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm thinking about the land ownership, and someone in the comments asked, isn't Bill Gates, Microsoft founder, isn't he a landowner? Yeah, he owns almost 250,000 acres over 17 states, and he's the largest private farmland owner. Is he a farmer? Why does he own that much land? Why does he have that much land? So those are my thoughts. These large ranches, and that's what I mean, and that's what we're talking about, all of these terrible connections between the tech industry and our food and our daily devices like our phones and Google, and all of these companies have, I think what we don't realize, like when people are talking about the BDS movement, the boycott, divest, and sanction movement for Palestine, is that I don't think they realize how diversified the portfolio of all these companies is, right? They're not just selling food, they're in real estate, they're in farming, they're in investing, and we don't know, therefore we can't fight effectively all the ways that these companies own the means of production. And they get to just decide, like, why does Amazon get to build a plant in my community and do these jobs, and some jobs that they say they will bring to the community, but also taking away all the other opportunity for other businesses? Like, why do we do this? Because we don't actually control the finance and what happens. And one more thing I'll add, the stock market did a little whoop the other day, a little dip that business people were thinking about, because apparently it was one of the largest dips since the recession. We don't control that. Why is that happening? Well, war in the Middle East, war in Africa, war in the Asia Pacific, that affect the movement of resources. Like, for example, if Iran is pissed enough and they block the Strait of Hormuz, which is the strait in West Asia that traffics billions of dollars in trade, the U.S. is really fucked. Okay, like we use that strait, and then they will have to go, around Africa, literally adding months and months to the journey of moving resources. And one more thing, because trying to go to Venezuela was important because Venezuela has the largest oil fields, right? The U.S. wants those oil fields. I mean, Trump said it, right? Like, we would have taken that oil, we would have owned it, right? Huh? Like, this is what we're dealing with. So I'll stop there.
That was perfect. Just go off then. Go ahead. Because when Yemen started attacking the ships coming into their strait, I was like, oh, we hitting them in the pockets now. See, when I see the way people from other countries that have been struggling against it, neocolonialism, colonialism, imperialism, for way longer than we have understood what those things are, and that they emanate from this piece. I'm always struck by how they almost always go right for the jugular. It's not like, we'll do an appeal first. You know how we do things. We'll do an appeal first, and we have to let everybody know that this is a peaceful protest because we don't want to upset people. We just want to, express and then it's like, okay, well, let's have a lobby day on Capitol Hill. And then, then the next escalation is, let's disrupt a council session or whatever. And the Yemenis are like, block them fucking ships. Just like, do not let that ship in this. No.
And they've been way more successful than it has been reported, right? Mm-hmm. Like they've been busting up trade. They've been busting up U.S. military ships. I mean, busting them in the face. You never hear that shit on Lester Holt ain't never gonna tell you about that shit. But it's happening.
And they, the U.S. has been threatening that, we're just drones, and they're just like, we don't care, your ship still ain't coming in this piece. So a part of this economic well, I don't even know the little economic hissy fit that the capitalists are having in this country and around the world is partially because of them feeling the heat from Yemen's actions. Right? It is, and this is like y'all, it's that simple. I mean, as simple is a relative word, because this is not something that is easy to do. Yemen is a country, so they have military, and they can do these things like blocking ships. But it's like, yo, man, you go for the pockets every time. Go for the pockets. It's that's and you see that it does work. And I think people are hesitant to do things like this or to support things like this because they're responding to the blowback, to the response, right? Which is always outsized and evil and just, more repression from the state. But it has to be done. You cannot fight an enemy like this country and not expect, when you actually strike them and hurt them, that they're going to fight and that they're not going to fight back. This is not a game. This is actual. When we say we are at war, we're not kidding. These people are at war with us. They want to work us until we die. And they are happy with us dying poor and broken. So the Yemenis, they're just like, we are sick of y'all. We're sick of the imperialism. We're sick of the militarism. We're sick of you bombing our people over here. We're sick of these Arab states who ain't doing shit. We're going to deal with y'all later too. But Yemen is like, nah, no, we messing with your pockets. You gonna mess with our people? We messing with your pockets. And we just can't get that. And it's weird because the same people are like, oh, well, why can't we do what we did with the Montgomery bus boycott? We've got a whole BDS movement that y'all don't get involved in.
Well,
because the same people are like, oh, well, what about the Montgomery bus boycott? Okay, well, why don't you look at what the BDS movement says we should be boycotting? Then it becomes, well, boycotts don't do nothing. I mean, what difference does it make if I boycott McDonald's? Everybody else is like, you know what? If y'all ain't gonna do nothing, just shut up. Just be quiet. But I mean, there is, Yemen is showing the way, and it's not going to be talked about on mainstream media. But this economic dip, it was directly because the supply chain has been affected by Yemen's actions. And come on, do some more.
And so we wait. As we talked about a little bit, I think the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, who was the political spokesperson or, most trusted diplomat for Hamas. And now they have Sinwar, who is really not playing with them, who was appointed head of the political bureau of Hamas, who was there. And also this was, and I just want people to think about that this was a direct attack on Iranian soil, direct. So imagine what we had for September 11th, right, in the United States. But imagine another direct attack, and they take out Anthony Blinken. Okay, like you know what I mean?
At his house in Fairfax, in Northern Virginia,
and citizens in Fairfax are also being taken out too, right? So imagine the hysteria that we would be under if that had happened, right? So Iran, I mean, again, war is not what we want. We, as Black Alliance for Peace members, want a zone of peace across the Americas, across the world. But why is it only that the United States and Israel have this right to attack on foreign soil? And so Iran is at this tipping point right? There, and at the moment, like we were showing all the bases in West Asia, that means that US soldiers and infrastructure is directly in the line of fire as well, because, you know, unless they want to do, the Iran wants to do a direct attack somewhere on Israel, they can also hit these bases that we have, right? And so when would the US enter the war? A war that we can't fight, a war on multiple fronts. I mean, every war that I've been around for and paying attention to, Afghanistan, Iran, all of them have been failed. Iraq, they destroyed Libya, destroyed Syria, all of these places that were at the moment, at their times, burgeoning socialist to varying degrees. They have their own issues in terms of their internal structures, but like these countries were actively interested in being anti-imperialist. And so I don't know, this is quite a dangerous moment, I feel, on the world stage.
To your point, LJ, I mean, yeah, if another country did what Israel did in Iran and in Lebanon's borders, if somebody tried to do that here, we would be at war tomorrow. And it don't even matter with who. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even have to be shooting at the right people. We would be at war the next day. And it is, to me, a perfectly rational response for Iran to retaliate within Israeli borders. Like I think Israel should be expecting this. I think they should to pack their shit and get the fuck out of town, because it's about to start being a hot war really soon. And with the United States involvement in it, and as this comes at the precipice of the presidential election, let's be clear here. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are in favor of military actions in that region. They have no difference in what they would do if either of them were in power. They would back Israel in even a nuclear attack, perhaps, against Iran. No, you're right. This is extremely dangerous.
Yeah, and you know, as much as the media in this country and the politicians in this country are always calling leaders of countries like Iran, Venezuela, you know, Cuba, North Korea, China, dictators. If these people were dictators, we would have been at war a while ago. Do you understand? It's like if the leaders in Iran, and I'm not saying they're saints, I'm not saying they're nice people. We need to stop individualizing foreign policy and global geopolitics. These are not individual people that we are focusing on who are doing these things because of their personality, or no, these are government-wide policies, you know, that impact millions, billions of people around the world. And the only reason we are not at war with any of these countries, the only reason we have not entered into a hot war is because every single one of those leaders that this country calls dictators have a hell of a lot more restraint and respect for humanity than all of the leaders in this country. The only reason we are not at war with Iran is because Iran has said, they're doing it again, but we do not want a regional war because that would be disastrous for our people. It would be disastrous for the American people. It would be disastrous for all of the people in this region. We do not want to do that. And I'm not even saying they're saying that because they really love humanity all that much. It's just the responsibility that they have to protect life that we do not see in the leaders in this country. They don't give a shit about life. The only thing these people care about are their checks from lobbyists and the defense contractors, because they're the interests that control this government and those politicians. So it blows my mind that people, you know, see these politicians and media folks always talking about this person is a dictator and Vladimir Putin is the devil and he's all this kind of shit. And the United States is bombing these people. They are paying people to bomb them. They are getting other people to bomb them. And these so-called dictators' response is, okay, let's not act like those stupid psychotic motherfuckers. Let's approach this in a different way that does not escalate this to the point where they obviously want it to go, to their own disadvantage, I think. Right? Because I mean, can you imagine like being always attacked by a bully, and because you know that your brothers and sisters will go to jail for you, right? You do not want to escalate the fight with the bully because you don't want your brothers and sisters to go to jail. Can you imagine what it's like every day to have to deal with that fucking bully? Because you don't want the situation to get worse for every day, but you are having to go through hell every day because you're trying to save your brothers. That's how I kind of look at the situation with these other leaders. It's like every other month, the United States is drone bombing them. Israel is drone bombing them. They're shooting missiles at them. They're blowing up their embassies. They're assassinating their leaders. And these folks are like, let's not respond the way they deserve. Because what they deserve is a nuke right now. But let's pull it back. Because they want us to go there. And humanity can't afford that. That's the only reason we are not at war with these people. Not because this government does anything right. This government is the one that wants to push us all into a war.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're going to let Netanyahu pull us into some nuclear shit. Lord, we were just talking about doomsday prepping the other day, everybody. How are we going to protect ourselves from the fallout, from the nuclear rain clouds, We got to get us some good tarps. I don't know.
I need to be vaporized.
Exactly.
I just look.
No zombie apocalypse.
I am happy that I am in ground zero. I don't want to survive it.
Girl.
I do not want to survive it.
True.
I watch too many apocalyptic sci-fi movies. I do not want to live through any of that. I
just rewatched Train to Busan. Oh, so fun.
That is such a good movie.
And I've been on that train to Busan. So I was like,
No, when I noticed Fallout again, damn, that was good.
When Massa, the jet traffic,
did we do good, Massa? Did we do?
Oh, there you go.
Is it? What were you saying, Kim?
Yeah. I'm saying, being in this area, I'm very observant of the air traffic, right? So chances are, Jackie, where you live is also not a commercial air path, right? So I don't see Delta planes over my head. I see jets. Nigga, yeah. I see the motherfucking F-16s and the choppers and all. I mean, it is absolutely the status of the military airspace over DC is crazy. So I pay attention to the jets and to the patrols and all that. And when I noticed the shit upticking, I said, someone is across the globe talking shit and they're just not telling us on the news. But the traffic, the air patrols tell me that someone is talking shit from over there.
Yep, it is like, oh, who is this government about to drone bomb today? Damn it to hell!
Right. So,
all right,
anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, let's give it up for these sisters today. Because listen, they brought it to y'all. I applaud y'all, and thank you.
You what?
I applaud y'all. Sometimes my lips get in the way.
Oh, it's your mustache's fault. This
is
what
the lips. It's the lips.
Juicy. Got you.
Question. Is your watch correct today? Will you give us 5 minutes?
Wow. LJ is coming at me today.
Yes,
I don't know.
Do we deserve it? A full mix?
I
think we do.
I mean, ain't that why I poked up on screen at this time?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm always on time. Y'all know this
you
about me.
You left early yesterday.
That's because I looked at my clock
on
my computer. Anyway, before we do that, let's get to the shows that y'all got coming up and what y'all got we need to be checking out. All right, Jackie.
Okay, so there are a few things that are going on that we are doing. And can I bring it up? Where is it? I don't think it's gonna let me bring up the. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Where is it?
Take your time.
Damn.
Yeah, because he don't want to do the full thing.
It's just really not working the way I want it to work. Okay,
There we
so
go.
this is Pan African Community Action every other Wednesday. It looks like every Wednesday this month they're doing Black August teach-ins. Each week is a different topic. You can register here at this link, bit.ly/DCBA 2024. It's bit.ly/DCBA 2024. The readings you can find there. There's that one. Let me close this because the other one is where it be. Here it is. On August 24th, at Plymouth Congregational United Church of Christ, BAP DC will hold a town hall highlighting global people's struggle against U.S. imperialism. It's the first in what we hope will be 2 town halls. The second we will, I think, schedule for October. But we will have 5 panelists from different international solidarity international organizations that we should be in solidarity with, and we'll be talking about why we should be in solidarity with these people's struggles from around the world. There is that, and then there is Curb Fest. I do not have the graphic for that. I apologize, but Curb Fest in DC will be in Curb Fest for political prisoners. Let me say the whole thing, get that right. Curb Fest for political prisoners will be in DC at 11 a.m. on the 17th at the Black Workers and Wellness Center in Southeast DC, 2500 Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue Southeast. And in Baltimore, Curb Fest for political prisoners will be on August 31st, 11 a.m. in Baltimore. All of that is going on with BAP. Tomorrow, I'll be talking about stuff on Darker Than Blue.
And we got and possibly a big announcement coming up from Jackie too.
The big announcement will be today. Thank you for reminding me because I have the link. Sorry, I have the link for that. I'm going to put it in the chat. The announcement is 8:00 tonight.
Okay.
And the link is in the chat to join. There you go. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to have Anthony Rogers Wright on Darker Than Blue to talk about the climate situation and environmental situation that we're facing in this election. That's it. Bye.
All right. Nice. It's Kim Brown.
Burn It Down with Kim Brown. I don't know what I'm talking about on Friday. I'm interested in this Bangladesh Coca-Cola protest. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this. Real quick. Coca-Cola made a commercial that aired in Bangladesh that apparently said that, we standing with the Palestinians. We built a Coca-Cola plant in Palestine. Turns out that plant, the Coca-Cola plant, was built obviously on occupied territory. Palestinians were forced out to make room for this. So now there's a big global protest, or rather boycott, of Coca-Cola from the Muslim world, and it was all self-inflicted. I'd like to look into it a little further. So join me Friday. Burn It Down with Kim Brown, 7 p.m. Eastern. Again, thank you all for supporting our summer fundraiser. Thank you so much to Ray, who cashed apped us in the middle of the show. Real one right there, Ray. And shout out to Sugar Shan, who is having surgery. So Sugar Shan, we're sending you Black Liberation Media love, healing vibrations, and we'll see you when you get out, when you be healed again. So Sugar Shan.
Nice. LJ, you got anything? Nope. All right, cool. Well, let me go ahead and get
Sir.
Stop cutting off people.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Folks can check out my sermon that I did a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. It's on the church website, Unity Temple in Chicago, so you can check it out.
Nice.
Right. If your church ain't got no organ, I ain't organ player. I ain't coming.
There's a piano, but
is it an organ?
I don't make the musical decisions.
Is it an organ? Well, we can get that done.
You ain't going to church no way. What you mean?
I'm not gonna be there.
Just for that part, I like to see people catch the Holy Ghost.
What is he running from people? Why? Maybe the Holy Ghost does not want to be caught by these people.
That's the
That's
best
why
part.
He runs from them.
That's
That's
the
why
best
you
part.
see people running. The Holy Ghost is like, no.
The ushers come in, fan you off, and then the choir is going. Oh man!
Oh yeah.
If your church is like that, I'll come. If it ain't,
I'm trying to make it like that. Yeah.
There you go. You might need to hire me as a DJ.
the church can be jamming like that. The problem is the service is 3 hours.
Oh my
God help me.
Bring
God,
it
please
back.
rescue me from this long ass church service.
That's why you got to go to the 9 o'clock service. That's an
No, that's
hour.
why you got to go to church with white people. White people don't really believe in God.
Yeah, it's 55 minutes.
But you gonna go to sleep
Yeah.
because it's so
You can't
boring.
even take a
That's
nap
why
in
I'm
white
trying
church.
to, you know.
All right. All
You
right.
can't even take a nap in white church. So with the Catholics, they up and down, and then they done. And it's 45 minutes done. I'm like, y'all don't really believe. Y'all you have to at least worship for 90 minutes for me to think that you really
Exactly.
believe.
Ain't your God done nothing for you? Ain't he just delivered you from nothing? Y'all ain't got nothing to celebrate.
Well, y'all can catch me on Sunday with Sundays at 8 p.m. Oh, damn, it's 10 o'clock. That's crazy. Oh man. So y'all can catch me then, and y'all can catch a mix. So come make sure y'all check out the mix right then and there. Thank y'all for
mix
tuning
right
in
now.
to what's this, the Remix Morning Show?
Mix
Not
now.
gonna do it.
Mix now.
Mix,
Mix
mix,
now.
mix.
Y'all know I was gonna come with it right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. And we out here. And we out of here, y'all.